Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday, 6:48 a.m., February 27th. Price of Bitcoin currently at 88.05. Folks, again, if you're not part of the Advantage program or you're not part of the Cryptosomniac community, do come join because, as you can see, these gains reviews have just been piling up. We have absolutely been shredding it in the Cryptosomniac Advantage side. From us being able to call this essentially a top right here, taking a short, and taking multiple shorts on the way down, and even yesterday, pretty much riding the short down all the way over here, okay? So if you have essentially been waiting and trying to figure out what the heck to do in this market, we have been making actionable trades and actually gaining money in a downtrending market. So if you don't know how to long or short, you don't know how to profit off of bleeding markets like this, come join the Cryptosomniac community. All right, there's a Discord link below, or you can hit the Cryptosomniac website link, okay, in the YouTube description, and you can come join, trade with us, learn with us, understand how to learn technical analysis, understand how to trade these markets. And also more so learn how to not lose money, right? And I'm sure a lot of you have been trying to figure out how the heck do I make money in this market, and you're constantly bleeding money. And to be honest, that's a story that's all well known by a lot of people and a lot of traders. Okay, that's because it really is a game of statistics when it comes to trading in the market. We have this rule in the trading world where it's the 90-90-90 rule, which is 90% of traders will lose 90% of their money in less than 90 days, okay? And this is why you will see only the far and few succeed in these markets, because they actually know what the heck they're doing, okay? So if you don't know what you're doing in this market, more than likely you are food and fodder for bigger traders and professionals, okay? So as you can see, right, I've been teaching my community how to trade for at least the last, 2.5 years in the crypto side, okay? I've been trading for about 11 years in this, in the financial markets, whether it's crypto or commodities, equities, Forex, I've traded it all, okay? You could see over here, we actually have a specialized equities analyst, okay, and he gives you updates through the day, exactly how he's looking at the market, how he's positioning his trades, what the market is doing on any given day, which sectors are doing hot versus cold, all kinds of good information that you will need to even trade the equities. Again, this is financial advice, but these are good pieces of information given to you by experts who are actually trading the markets, right? Trading the markets and showing you exactly what's going on, right? So anyway, I hope you guys do come join Cryptosomniac community. We are by far, in my opinion, the hardest working community. I can't say we're the most profitable, but I know we work hard to actually deliver to our members what they're paying for, okay? A good amount of attention, a ton of content and information. And you could see, I put out these updates all through the day. Then I do an evening analysis, just like the one you're seeing right now. And then, obviously multiple updates before that and after that, right? So the point is, we work really hard in our Advantage community. And we also have these leverage trading channels where we show you how we're trading Bitcoin in terms of leverage trades, whether it's short or long, okay? Now I can tell you right now, as I get to the analysis, I'm not really in a position right now, okay? After pretty much catching multiple times of this move in multiple short positions, what I'm now looking for the market to do, okay, is to show me that it has bottomed or it's coming close to a bottom or the bottom has not formed. Okay, there's only three options, right? If it's going to be a bottom, right, it'll kind of, do this inverse head and shoulders thing, start breaking up, okay? But once it starts breaking up, I want to see it come down and sort of test the same area of 8850, maybe even 8900, and then start taking off. That's where I'll be convinced that, okay, it might be ready for a bottom, okay? But in my opinion, I really don't think it has bottomed yet, okay? Just based on this price action, okay? Now, if it turns around by the end of the day, you can't hold me culpable for that because I personally don't think that this development warrants a push back up yet, right? Now, if I start seeing multiple 4-hour candles starting to show me more push towards the upside, and this daily closes as is or as a hammer, then I'd say, okay, looks like we might have found a bottom based on just the candle outlook. And then, also, I mean, we have 12 hours left. So you can't just sort of say that this candle is bullish and buy here, because in the next 12 hours, anything could happen, okay? So again, in our community, we like to take trades patiently, okay? This is not just, hey, I see inverse head and shoulders, textbook. All right, I'm gonna buy this thing before it even breaks out. Remember, inverse head and shoulders doesn't mean shit if you cannot break past this neckline with convincing volume, okay? More often than not, these inverse head and shoulders, they'll kind of go like this and then they'll fizzle down back inside the neckline and then they'll bleed out, okay? This is a perfect trap that gets laid out because most amateurs don't know what to look for when they're looking for a breakout in the inverse head and shoulders neckline. What you want to see, okay, is high volume through this area, okay? As you can see, the volume right now is pretty much depleted. You want to see the volume kind of increase. You want to see the candle spread increase and push through that neckline, okay? Until that happens, all right, like I said, you could pretty much have a low volume movement in a breakout, and then the neckline just fizzles down, and then you kind of just bleed out, okay? So don't get caught up in this garbage movement. And people probably saying on crypto Twitter that, hey, it looks like we've bottomed. This is your clear inverse head and shoulders. Doesn't mean squat, okay? Now, if we start looking on the 1 hour time frame as well, okay, I don't really see any signs of bottoming because typically what I like to see is, number one, I mean, this is a good sign where you see high volume, basically puking of longs, right? I want to see then an extended period of time where price kind of just moves on over here into a reaccumulation with higher lows, and then it starts pushing out, okay? This level of movement of, 12 hours is not enough to say that this is the bottom, okay? It's really just not, right? And so for those of you who are really trying to catch the bottom, this is why most people will not succeed, okay, in trading, because they don't know how to wait and be patient. They don't know how to let things resolve themselves out in terms of price action, and then sort of buy the breakout or buy the confirmation, okay? So these are the things that you need to look forward to and learn with us in the Cryptosomniac community. Now, at the very least, I will be able to talk you off the ledge of making really bad trades, okay? And I personally think that's worth it because the steps of becoming a successful trader are this, okay? Most successful traders will typically lose a lot of money and blow up a bunch of accounts, okay? That is step one. Step two is they'll probably still keep losing money. They'll want to give up. They'll start losing their emotional mindset, but they're getting a little bit better because it's not losing as much money, okay? So that's step two. Step three is at times now they're starting to break even, have losers here and there, but sometimes they have winners here and there too, okay? So that's step three. Step four is when that trader starts to realize his or her emotional impulses, okay? And so they don't lose as much money, In fact, they're actually starting to win more trades, just not more profitable as they would like, right? That's step 4. Step 5 is you gain a grip on your emotions and you start trading profitably and you do it consistently, okay? And you may have winners and you also will have losers, but your losers do not impact you as much as they used to, okay? Those are really the 5 steps of most people becoming successful traders, all right? There's really no shortcut to being a successful trader, folks. You know, people talk about all these different indicators and I use this and it gives me a 5-minute signal or a 10-minute signal. I mean, do you really think that it's so easy to make money in a market that people have been trying to figure out for decades, right? To game and trap average retailers? Do you really think that it's that easy to just create and buy an indicator that'll just tell you when to buy and sell and you're just making money consistently? I mean, you know, that's ridiculous, right? I mean, if that was the case, all the biggest professional hedge funds, they would have it and they'd never give you the formula, right? Why the hell would they give it to a retailer? Okay. So the point is that the only thing that matters is when you look at this. This is everything that you need to know about what's happening in any given asset, whether it's Bitcoin or equities or Forex or anything. This is raw price action. Every one of these candles represents an individual buyer and an individual seller. You see everything happening with that plus volume together, okay? And then you will get to know exactly where the levels are. I'm not some crazy person who's drawing these lines for no darn reason, right? When I draw out each of these markers right here, they all have significance, okay? They all mean something to me. That when something is broken, each one of these is broken, that means it's telling me that the price is aggressively weak. Each of these markers being taken out means that all the stops for long positions are being stopped out. So that means price is aggressively bearish, right? And when price is aggressively bearish, it tells me that, okay, well, clearly the market is not ready to move back up anytime soon. And by the way, we knew this. First, we knew this would be a top right here. Second, we knew that this would keep bleeding down right over here, around $9,500 or so, okay? And my first big target was about, I think it was like $8,900 or something. And 8,900 because there's multiple confluence of factors telling us that we had the 200 moving average, we had the, where is it, the VWAP right there, okay? All these things were telling us that around this area, we should be getting a bounce, but we actually didn't even get a bounce over here. I mean, maybe right now we're starting to bounce because of this 200 moving average. But again, as you can see, that was around 8,800 bucks, right? So knowing what to look out for when prices are bleeding or taking off is just as important too, okay? Now you can see prices popping off a little bit, and I'm sure people are going to start jumping the gun on this kind of movement. Just move 25 bucks, but I bet you there's a ton of people out there who are just FOMOing in because they don't want to miss this bottom. More than likely, price is going to bleed them out anyway, whether it's going to go up like this, come down, or it's just going to go down and then push back up. The market will never give you clear signs and clear directions unless, it's a very big anomaly and that the professionals really want to include the majority of the players in the market to actually get in on the action, okay? So don't think that it's going to be so easy for you to catch the bottom, all right? Now, with that being said, on the 4-hour time frame, I mean, all I really see is, some movement to the upside, nothing confirmed, nothing definitive telling us of direction. As you can see, we kind of did something like that over here and then bled out some more, right? So who knows, we could do something like that again and then bleed out some more, okay? So do be careful, all right? On the daily time frame, okay, we have not actually hit oversold levels on the RSI right here, as you can see, okay? And that is a bit concerning to me because if I was wanting this market to really bleed out, I would want to come back and hit oversold and then take off, because then I would know that at least daily we've hit oversold, and now we might actually be ready for, a movement back up, the real movement back up, Okay. For all I know, we could, trap more buyers over here for a day or two and then sell off some more. All right. And if we do sell off some more, here are some key areas that I'm looking forward to. Okay. So number one, we have, this high volume node where we're currently sitting on, right? And again, this VPVR indicator is essentially looking at this price action. It's telling you that where the most amount of volume took place when moving, up and down like this over this visible price structure. Okay, so if we're sitting on this high volume node, right, where the most amount of action has taken place and we're finding support, if this breaks, okay, the bigger high volume nodes is number one, about $8,300 right here. Number two, about 8,100 or so right there. And number three, this big area, this big high volume node, around 70 to 7,300 bucks. Okay, that's if we start to obviously break down. All right, for all I know, I mean, we could just push back up, but so far the momentum has just been very aggressively selling. So I kind of doubt that we're just going to print a daily candle that shoots up all the way. Okay. Let me see. So those are the levels that I'm looking forward to. Bollinger Bands wise, I mean, we are very overstretched to the downside, heavily. So I do believe that a correction is due, to the upside. It doesn't mean we have to go all the way up here to the middle band, which is the yellow, around 9,800. For all I know, we could just, push up a little bit, maybe a couple $100, and then sell off. Okay. And if we're starting to look at the pivots, right, this is really interesting. We actually hit the daily pivot, which is a very positive sign in my opinion. Okay. Again, if the daily closes above this pivot, I mean, I think it's a pretty good sign that we should at least temporarily bounce, right? If we start looking at the 4-hour pivots over here, okay, we're bouncing off the S2 pivot right now, right? So again, a bunch of positive signs that are showing you that, hey, we could be bottoming, right? Doesn't mean we have, but showing you that, hey, something is in the works. I'm trying to build some progress on this potential bottom. So let's see where this goes. That's all you need to take away from this price action. Because I know everyone is trying to wonder, where can I get in? Where can I go short? Where can I go long? Just be patient, all right? Let me see here. I think Ethereum has also bled quite a bit. I wanted to check it out. You can see ETH, same thing, right? I mean, after bleeding a whole lot, it's created that, like I just showed you, that 30-minute inverse head and shoulders looking thing right now, right? If we start looking on the 4-hour time frame, let's see here. It looks like it, I mean, I told you guys, I think in a video, that if ETH bleeds, it'll probably go into this area right here. That's exactly what it did. Go look at the previous videos, okay? I even told my Advantage members, all right, if Ethereum bleeds, it'll go to that area. Let me see if I can even find that. We have so much discussion. You can see right there, right? You can see I told people that these would be the areas, the markers that ETH would find support in. I posted this yesterday, okay? So for the most part, folks, aside from trading Bitcoin, we're also trading alts. We're not trading those garbage alts that most people are trading on low volume. We're trading, the majors like Ethereum and Litecoin and EOS and Link and Tezos, okay? Let me see here. So daily, again, hammer being created, but anything could happen in the next 11 and a half hours, 12 hours, okay? So be careful, okay? As for the Stochd RSI, I mean, the daily Stochd RSI is just completely just washed out and bottomed. 4 hours finally start to turn back around, but nothing special. And here's something interesting on the 4-hour, right? If you look at this 4-hour over here, this was the last little wick right here, before price broke down under, right? So knowing the basics of, you guys knowing that, how SR levels work, if you do bottom on something and you break through the support, if you come back around and test it as resistance, right? And if this hits it as resistance and price is not able to break through, this is going to bleed out some more, folks. it's either going to create maybe a double bottom like this and then push back up, or it's just going to sell off some more, okay? And that's the 88.86 marker right there from the low of this wick, okay? So we'll see how it goes. Again, I will let my Advantage community members know exactly how I'm going to position myself. If you are interested in joining and learning with us, come join. All right, that's it. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. All right, cheers.